if rapid fire, if you had to choose between Rakim or Nas, who would you choose to listen to? If you were somewhere, like you just took a trip to Miami and I still didn't get an invite. But yeah, who would you listen to if you had a choice? I'm just saying, I'm just gonna throw that out there. But yeah.
If it's based on catalog,
The Jeopardy music. Cue the Jeopardy music, y'all. Cue the Jeopardy music.
Performing, it would definitely be Nas because Rakim is a horrible performer. He's boring.
Ouch.
I would say Nas only because he has a bigger catalog. Because Nas he picks horrible songs. Lyrically, like I said, he's got it, but some of them songs he be picking, I'm like, yo, you need somebody to just be like, just record your vocals. We'll take care of everything else.
I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. One of my executive friends said, he said it's just for years. I hear that a lot, and I get in debate with my guy friends about that.
About Nas?
Yeah, about him picking horrible songs.
You need to hook up with Rick Ross. I think Rick Ross. If Rick Ross was do an album with him,
not the King of Disease. I mean, that's
King of Disease. Wow.
Was it King's Disease?
Yeah, King's Disease. You said King of Disease.
Yeah, King
of Disease. Nah,
like,
King Disease.
If you know something we don't, you know.
Nah, that
right.
KD. King of Disease. Nah, that KD.
Because KD fun. I mean, I've seen him perform before.
That KD1 and that KD2 though. That's a whole different type of Nas.
Yes, no, I like it. I
so
like
you're just gonna skip over King's Disease and say KD now?
Yeah, because you reminded me of the nickname, so I was like, yeah, right. I can just call it KD. You know, that's what he calls it, so you know.
I'll let you live.
KD2. You know.
I'm so done.
That's so funny.
It says, you know, so we don't know.
Better speak now.
Oh my gosh. Do you think LL would have had a better career if he would have went the way that 50's going? And that's my last question for you.
As far as 50's going, what? As far as what?
Producing the different shows, because LL still had a platform.
Yeah, but the
I
thing
don't know
is,
how much he has to rock the bells radio.
Yeah, but the thing is, what people fail to understand is there's some people who want to do different things. LL doesn't seem like the type that would want to do or be behind the scenes like that. LL has always been the type that's been up front and center, and I think that's where he's more comfortable at. And 50 has proven that he can do both.
Yeah.
So I don't know if LL would have been successful because I don't think he had that drive because he has opportunity. He was in Hollywood before most of them. So I think from that level, and even when he got to Hollywood, he was still performing and that was still his thing. And he just got I think he definitely with the NCIS. I mean, him and Ice-T, they've been on shows that's been on TV for more than 10 years. So it's like there's a lot of actors that can't get 10 shows in 10 years.
That's right.
Yeah,
you got that right.
Still technically, you know, made it and like very highly successful, just like on little stuff like that alone.
Yeah.
And like LL has kept himself relevant by, you know, like said, being in that up front. You know, you see LL hosting anything, everything.
I think just here in Orlando. So yeah.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna use Queen Latifah as an example. Now people are just seeing her now because, you know, the Equalizer and she hasn't recorded albums, but she's been on the scene for years behind the scenes doing movies and TV shows and things of that nature. And people just don't know. But she's been involved, and that's the reason why the Equalizer can be that easily put on TV with her starring, because it's her thing. She has that. She has that.
She's been doing movies for years.
Yeah.
Now can LL do the same thing? Who knows? Because like I said, it's a different planes. Because 50 can walk into any studio right now and be like, "This is what I'm doing. Either you're with me or you're not." Ice Cube can go that. Will Smith can do that. You have certain people that can do that, while you have other people that they have to be hired, like they have to be approached. You know, so like I said, you never know what goes on behind the scene and who's doing what. I think Method Man might be the next breakout.
Yes.
Based on what he's been doing. Like he's been doing movies for years.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that in like
He's a
his
good
best
actor.
performances and things of that nature. So, and I think this power thing has put him on another level as well. So he might be the next
Clifford.
person to look out for.
Yeah.
Low key.
And the fact that he's kept himself in shape, actually he's in better shape now than he's been when he was younger.
Yes,
Sure is. Yeah.
Right, rather than God.
So, yeah. He's doing his thing. Doing his thing. Let me ask you this, Big Ced. It's funny that you brought up the Beastie Boys a little bit earlier because I was thinking about them. I was in my car probably a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot which song came on. I think it was Brass Monkey. And
I wasn't there. I don't know. It sounded like you was asking me.
But what do you think? What do you think about the Beastie Boys in terms of their history in hip hop or their mark on hip hop? What do you think about them? Because I really like the Beastie Boys. I think that maybe they back in the day they got some shine, but they kind of course, they haven't had anything out for a while. But I think they're one of the great hip hop groups.
I mean, they were trailblazing at the time, but like now in hip hop, it's like people consider somebody who's out 2 years ago old school now.
Right.
It's like no,
That's
you have to
crazy.
earn that. But I mean, the Beastie Boys, I'm pretty sure they still perform. But I mean, they've done their thing. But if it wasn't for the fact that they were one of the trailblazers, people would probably just consider them just another group. And that's not taking anything away from them. It's like I said, they haven't expanded outside of what who or what they were.
Right.
When you have other artists like doing other things, like even with Cypress Hills and Be Real, he has his own cannabis company and other things. Like so, Muggs went on and did his own record label and production. So it's like I don't know why I picked them, but like every group. I mean, I think when people realize that hip hop can open more doors, they take advantage. I mean, look at Ludacris. I think Ludacris, even T.I., not taking anything away from him, but he's
prime examples.
Yeah, T.I. is not the most intelligent guy.
I was about to say that. I was about to say
the way he carries himself, but he went in a lane that fit him, and now he's an official businessman, and I still don't understand him at times, but he's doing his thing.
Right. Yeah.
So,
The king of the South, leave him alone.
Yeah, matter of fact, just because of
yes,
that,
my fellow Atlantean, whatever you want to call it, that's the right word.
To the side, just because.
Yeah, but that's a good point. Like you said, what's his name from Cypress Hill? I did hear that. I was like, okay, that's smart. Getting the cannabis. You can't go wrong there.
Yes. He's on the Vice channel and has we had the show with the other guys, the weed etiquette stuff.
Yeah,
so I've seen that. So
yeah. Well, they found that lane in the new age, and continue to broaden out, and that's what you do. So they've been on that for years anyway. But now that the time change and legal this, legal that, and you can get into everything else, and then being successful and already into it, just like the rapper Burner, they can like expand and evolve into all of that, especially out there in California where they been at. So it makes sense.
That's true. Definitely. And also, Big Ced, I was looking at your website, Cosign Industry Cosign. That's a really good website for hip hop news. Still doing that, and you said you still doing a thing with Black Enterprise, and still busy working.
Next week is the 18th anniversary of the Industry Cosign. I think it's 18th.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a big number.
That's a long time. That's good. Going strong.
Amazing.
It's going to become an adult.
Where's the party?
When are we coming to NYC to the party?
Where's the Hennessy?
Yeah, I want to come home to the party. What's up?
I've been partying for like 30 plus years. I don't have to go to another party. That's my life. I'm fine with that.
Yes, yeah. That's
I'm
cool. That's
fine
pretty
with
cool
that.
though. That's
Oh,
a major
man.
accomplishment. Major accomplishment. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very informative. I was looking at that this afternoon, and I mean, I look at it periodically. If you want to find out anything hip hop, the industry cosign. It's a place to go.
Thank you. What, Sue? What?
I was just gonna say, what do you think about hip hop's gonna be the next 20 years? I mean,
20.
hypothetically.
We're all gonna die. I'm just kidding.
Well, maybe
No
you.
sex
I'm
in
not
the
dying.
champagne room. There's
It'll be,
no sex
it'll be
in the
alien
champagne
rappers
room.
then.
I mean, do you think like Nick Cannon and them are all gonna come out again?
You said hip hop.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Let me
Listen,
stop.
Nick,
I mean, my brain,
I'm sorry.
oh my God.
like Wiz Khalifa.
We need Nick Cannon to wrap his thing up. We need Nick Cannon to stop them cannons.
No,
Okay.
those kids, no, actually, no, those kids will be at least 20 by then. So there'll be new Nick
Mariah
Cannon.
is like, Mariah's like, I was done with
You'll have
it.
20
Now
more
what are
by
we
then.
doing?
Right.
Rock and roll would be over.
an
Mariah Carey
empire.
would be in the wheelchair.
Right.
I got to be careful with my Nick Cannon slander because I'm actually real cool with his partner. So
Okay.
I mean, we love Nick. We love him,
I
right,
love
guys?
Nick Cannon. I
Yeah, we
love
do
Nick.
like Nick. I do like Nick Cannon.
He's
Yeah.
so sweet. He's so sweet.
It's not-
Very
and-
nurturing.
You
and
almost
all the
dodged
people
being
who's not Wesley
baby
Jonathan.
mama number 3.
Nick be on it.
wait, what was your question again, Sue? We got off.
I said, what do you see in hip hop world in 20 years?
Whatever the next thing is, I think hip hop is going to lead it. Hip hop has always been innovative in the sense where, like, even when I was, when it first started before it became commercial, where corporate America and just anybody outside of the urban areas they saw it as a fad. They labeled it the same as they labeled disco, and like disco was here for like 2 weeks, but hip hop is the only genre that can actually utilize any genre of music and still be hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And they've proven it, and it's going into fashion, it's going into movies, I mean, the next thing you know, hip hop will go into space. I mean, it's like you can't stop what hip hop can do. You can't do that with anything else. You can't do that with R&B. You can't do that with rock. You can't do that with jazz. You can't try to envision like a jazz this or a heavy metal this. Well, hip hop, you can imagine any and everything being hip hop because hip hop has always been like,
A culture.
Yeah. It's been a culture. And the thing is, even though it's kind of been stolen in a sense that the other genres have been stolen, but at the same time, we're still involved because of hip hop. I mean, there's only I think 7 Black billionaires in the world, and 2 of them happen to be in hip hop. So it's like it's and if not, I mean, because numbers fluctuate, and if not, they're close to with Kanye West and Jay-Z. So it's like without hip hop, they'd have been, Kanye would have been hitting his head up against some walls in Chicago.
Yeah.
And Jay would either be in jail
Robbing
or
people.
Yeah.
no, he wouldn't be robbing people. They would probably rob him by that time. But let me stop. Let me stop because I got people close to Jay and Kanye as well, so I gotta watch what I say.
I
But let
mean,
me
they're
stop.
legends,
I would say, for the record, I would say it in front of them. So it's like, but I'm gonna get the opportunity to say it in front of them if they hear this. But anyway, I just think that, like I said, the way hip hop has gotten into politics.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think people falsely labeled like Barack as far as the hip hop president. It's like, no. And that's not taking anything away from him, but I mean, he was more, he was
everybody.
He was relatable,
Yeah, exactly,
I feel
yeah.
like. He was very
he was
relatable with
broad.
everyone. Yeah.
He was broad. He was broad.
And even though he did listen to hip hop and he listened to hip hop, I don't think anyone viewed him as hip hop.
Mhm.
Facts.
So I
That's
mean
the
when
way.
I say that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
you wouldn't see that. I wouldn't.
you have some politicians that on their campaign trail are rapping on their. I've seen commercials. I've seen different things, and it's like, you
That's
know,
true.
so it's like, and I'm talking about white politicians.
Like
So it's
Sleepy
like,
Sleepy Joe's mixtape coming out next month. It's called
Huh?
Don't Sleep.
I didn't hear you.
I said
Please,
Sleepy
Kel.
Joe's
You
mixtape is coming out next
Yeah.
month.
Cows,
It's called
really,
Don't Sleep on
cows?
Me.
Cows came with
You
it
never know.
today. Cows came with it. Cows came with it.
I mean,
Yeah.
but,
Never
I
know.
mean, with Obama, he always releases his kind of playlists, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yep,
I always
every
follow
year.
him. He's got a really good taste, and it's not just hip hop. Like he has some reggaeton. You know, he listens to a bit of everything, and he has a good taste. He's just a relatable person, like as talented and as amazing as he is. Like he's just so relatable. Everyone can just feel like they can relate with him, you know, on some sort of level, which makes him very likable.
Yeah.
I can, in fact, Sue, I think I can safely say that in 20 years, we may have a president who came up on hip hop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything's possible.
You know, because even like I said, even if it's 20 years and you got somebody who's 40,
Mm-hmm.
by the time, well, I don't want to say 60 because I know that our last two presidents were like 140 each. Even if you think about it, even if they were to be 40 in 20 years, that's still 40. Let's say even 50.
Mhm.
Hip hop has been around that long where they grew up in hip hop.
Yeah, that's true.
So I grew up in hip hop, but I don't count because one, I'm not running for president, and two,
Come on, we
hip-hop
will vote
wasn't.
for you.
Thank you. Hip hop isn't on the world stage as it is now. So
Yeah.
I'd say in 20 years you might even have you will have a president that has grown up on hip hop, that might even embrace hip hop, and you might have hip hop actually elect or help elect a candidate in office, higher office, like because in local councilmen and things of that nature, it's already being done. So on a national stage, I'm pretty sure you'll see, a lot of these artists actually getting behind and going on a campaign trail with some of these candidates. And it might not be just one or two, it might be several. So I would say definitely in politics, hip hop will have a bigger stamp because we're basically in everything. And I definitely want hip hop to be involved in politics in such a way where, and definitely, in law enforcement and things of that nature, because I mean, in the bigger cities, it's not that big of a problem, but it's a problem. But, with more people in positions of law that can create laws that doesn't discriminate against minorities and blacks specifically. And and when I say hip hop, I'm not talking about black people because there's always misconception that if it's hip hop, that means it's, hip hop is so universal now where it's like, you'll have a lot of, I would say unblack people, non-black people that's involved in hip hop.
Yep.
And I think that this is important as well because I mean, some people are still mad that Eminem is considered one of the greats in hip hop.
I don't get that either. He is though. He
I'm like,
is.
you can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
And, if he wasn't white, he would. Whatever. If I wasn't short, I'd be a basketball player. What? I'm
I
like,
wish it was a little bit
Right.
taller.
I wish I was a little bit taller.
Right. Yeah.
That's good. Do you think when
Nope.
LL Cool J did, yes, you did, made that Gap commercial, and people were again, one of the debates in the group last week I was in, they said he was a sellout for doing that commercial.
LL?
Because I didn't agree with that because
White people said that?
yes, there was somebody white that said that.
I mean, how can he be a sellout when he's promoting one of his friends and a black-owned company as a black person
Right.
to a white audience? Well, general audience. Well, to me, general audience is white audience, a white audience. And when I say that, I mean no, but I say that in a way where I don't want to sound racial, but when I say general/white audience, is that when people are doing things for the general audience, more than likely it's like they're not like you hear people say we're doing it for the black audience, we're doing it for the Asians, but when you're just doing it and it's a general, that that typically means white. When I mean white, that's why I say gentleman and white to me is the same thing. Like I said, I don't want to make it seem as if I'm being racial or, because I don't want Kelly being offended. But no, I'm just joking, Kelly. But I think that
Kelly's Latina.
But no, but I think that when people, because like I said, when I say that, I don't want people to think that I'm segregating it in that aspect. I'm just saying that even with record companies, they'd be like, well, we have to do this for this. We have to do this for this. Oh, and then we get it for the black companies. Like I worked at magazines, I worked at labels where it's like, okay, the Rolling Stones and these magazines are gonna get this type of rollout, but then the Vibes and the these other magazines will get this one. So that's what I mean when I say that, to clarify what I was saying.
Well,
but,
since we're talking about,
go ahead. No, because I'm about to say,
can.
I don't see how anybody can say that LL sold out. He actually, helped a friend. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Kelly.
No, I'm always, since we're talking about LL, I always been saying this. I'm a big fan of music. I've worked in music business, and I'm always following like the kind of latest music trends, and how these days there's a lot of like remakes of the songs, or the intros are being remixed. I've always said this: why can't no one remix his song Hush? Why? I just feel like it will be such a big hit. I want that song to come back to life, and he probably doesn't want to give his masters away and all that stuff, but I honestly think that'll be a hit if that could happen with someone good.
That's two different things. Letting somebody record it is not giving up his master, so he'd actually make money off of it. So
yeah, I don't know what's the case, but like I'm just saying, it's so many songs being brought back to life. I feel like that's a song I would love to see come back to life again and be on the radio charts. I feel like if they could make that happen right now, that for the summer.
Hey, maybe somebody.
Do you think people are afraid to touch any of LL songs? Like that
he has to give permission. He has to give permission.
Right. Because I don't think I would want anyone to touch any of this stuff.
I mean, it could also be a Def Jam thing. It might not be a LL decision.
It could be too. Yeah, that's a good point.
Definitely
Yeah,
a Def Jam thing.
That's a good point. Yeah, it could be Def Jam.
I don't think LL owning nothing. He might.
You don't think he owns his masters yet?
I thought he did, but I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but I mean, he's the first artist on Def Jam, so it would make sense. But at the same time, in hip hop, a lot of things don't make sense. So.
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's where the money is.
And remember when he first got on the label, like his catalog is just as valuable as anybody else on it because it basically kickstarted Def Jam, as opposed to when Jay with the Def Jam. He had already had his own label, so
he does own his masters. I had to Google that.
Well, he does. Okay.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Yep. I just Googled it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he got them back just a few years ago, right?
It's 29. He said a PS. I've owned them for over 20 years. This is what the
yeah, so that's what
I
heard.
So he probably is saying no when they asked.
I remember him getting it back. Yeah.
Or nobody probably just telling them no.
Or maybe nobody just wants to do an LL Cool J song.
Or that. There's definitely a possibility.
That's a song I still listen to till today. So please, someone really talented, do it.
But also remember, there are people doing it that's not either getting cleared or we're not hearing about, because it could be getting cleared and nobody, they could be on a
it has to be good. It has to be good. It has to be good. I don't even know.
It could be good, but it could be good, but if there's no promotion or no money behind it, it's not going to matter. Because,
I'll promo it. Send it to me. If it's good, I'll promo it.
Kells, we need to
I'll put word out.
We need to go and
put word out for you, Kelly.
Kelly, we need to go in his DMs and ask him what's up.
Hey, so
whoop our ass.
So Kelly, how much time we got left, Kel?
Just we can hang out for another 10 minutes or so. If Big Ced is not like, oh God, when am I leaving?
All right. So I got a few fast 4 questions for you, Big Ced. So first question is, if you was lost or stranded on the island, what are the 3 albums that you must have on that island with you?
Let's just assume you have a Walkman on batteries or something.
Or boombox.
Your 3
Take
albums.
it back.
What's going to get you through that island with them 3 albums?
Best of Shalimar.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I would say Marvin Gaye, Here My Dear.
Oh, that's one of my favorite albums.
Classic.
Wow, I didn't even know about that. I'm young.
And what's that top? What's that number 3?
Let me see. I guess I should do a hip hop one, right?
That'll be so close. Hey.
You know, well floats the soul.
Maybe The Great Adventures of Slick Rick.
Oh man.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That's good. That's a good choice.
Okay. So look, next question. Would you rather watch a performer perform with background vocals or live vocals?
Background vocals is live vocals.
Yeah, you're right. I knew you were gonna say something like that. So
We're testing you.
You wanna have, would you have the song playing in the background, or you wanna hear somebody perform it on the instrumental?
It depends. I mean, you have some artists that like have angelic voices, and it's like, you want to hear that and not have it drowned out or clashing with anything else. You may have some artists that have some songs you like and you don't care how it sounds, but whether it's live, whatever, as long as you hear the song. So it would depend on the artist.
Fast. Okay. And the third question is, have you been keeping up with the verses? Swiss Beats and Timberland, and if so, have you watched it? And what's your favorite one? Or what's your favorite one?
I stopped watching it. I don't know. I just stopped watching them. I'll hear about them and I'll just listen. I'll just wait to. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I have no reason. I really don't. I just.
But which one? But which duo have like sparked your attention? Like, oh, that may be good, but still didn't watch. But which two or verses do you think you?
Well, actually, I saw the KRS One and Big Daddy Kane.
That was
I think if it was better put together, it would have been a better representation.
Yeah.
I like both artists.
The No Locks and Dipset.
I didn't see that. I mean, I lived in Harlem. And I mean,
Jada murdered it all by himself. He didn't need nobody else. Sorry. I love him.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
That was legend.
I heard about it, but even to this day, I haven't watched it or listened to it.
You're not missing much. I'm telling you the truth. You're not missing much. Jada is just Jada. So, but the Locks is just
yeah.
I'm just saying, Rock was laughing, but you know what I mean. It was just not nothing for you to write home about. I mean, really, I love Jada Kids, but they could the rest of them could have just stayed home.
Right, yeah, because he did,
LOX. All right, so the last question is Big Ced for me. I mean,
just said 3, and this is my third question. What the hell?
I was gonna say that.
What?
Okay, the last question.
Go ahead.
Is it the last? I don't even know, but I said 4, so I had 3, but I had to come up with 4. But that was a style y'all didn't know. But
who picked him?
It's a bonus.
Who picked him?
Hey, I'm Martell.
Does he have the equipment?
Hey, man, I'm Martell, man.
Go ahead.
Hey, hey, talk to us about your upcoming projects, or anything look out for, whatever Big Ced got going on for the Big 22.
I don't even know. I actually started doing what y'all are doing. I did 1, and I figured I would have had like 10 done by now, and I haven't. I've only done 1. Just doing these type of interviews because, I know a couple of people, and every time I'm a guest on one of these shows, like I get complimented on my performance. But
wait a minute, you get compliment on your smart ass mouth. That's what you're saying. You get compliment on your smart ass mouth.
Watch your mouth.
I said it.
I think I'm gonna like do more of them because I can.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, but anything that I do has got to be because I want to, as opposed to just doing it just to do it. So I even went out and bought a damn Mac Pro, and I'm not using them. What the fuck? I just spent $2,000 to leave it so my cat can pee on it. What the hell? But I mean, I'm still freelancing for Black Enterprise for however as long as they put up with me. No, let me stop. I think I'm just gonna start doing more things just to see what's happening. I think once like the world actually really open up and start really going out again and doing things, then I can decide, because like I don't want to start something and have to curtail it, because I mean everything is online anyway, but I don't know. I used to do parties, but I don't know if I'm gonna do parties again. But sometimes I don't. Whenever I try to plan things, it never works. The only time things work is when I just do it. When I did the industry cosign, it's like, hey, let's just do it. 18 years later, still doing it. I've done parties for 10 years at one location at times, and just doing things. And even with Black Enterprise, I'm going on my 3rd year there, but I worked there 8 years ago 2 times, so it's like this is my 3rd time working with them. So I think consistency is a good thing that I can brag about. But I think it's just a matter of just taking it to another level and just figuring out exactly what. And even though people are always suggesting different things for me, it's still got to be something that I just want to do that I don't have to think about. And when I started the industry cosign, that's just something that I wanted to do. And even when I wasn't doing it as much as I did it again, I still wanted to do it. I still felt like I had to do it because I wanted to do it, and it represented who I was and who I am. And actually, that's what got me jobs at the Source by Black Enterprise, Black Planet, because of what I did with industry cosign. So I'm trying to get that mindset back and do it in that way. Because like I said, I was going to create a different website and named It Must Be Said, which would be the name of my podcast / radio / streaming show.
Oh,
It Must Be Said, because
I like it.
Oh, cool.
I like the
Thank
name.
you.
Like that.
But then I'm like, you know what? I can't just be having sites just to have sites. I bought the URL. I also have a site called The Business of Hip Hop. And I'm like, well, let me just focus on, making the industry cosign what it is and what it can be. And if it breaks out to something in the later years, and so be it. But I can't be sending people to 4 different sites and then wondering why only 4 people go to industry cosign, because they're going everywhere else because
that one stop.
That's true.
But yeah, that's the plan. Like I said, just do it and see what comes out of it.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be
I just need to travel too.
Cool.
Yes, definitely.
I work from home, so all I need is a laptop and I'm good.
There you go. Well, you know what, Ced, it's always good to talk to you. You, like I said before, you drop some knowledge gems. You have a good conversation. It is great to hear your point of view on subjects, hip hop, everyday, current events, whatever. And of course, you have to come back on again. We want you to come back on again. Whenever you would like. Our arms are here welcoming you to come back on.
How about next Thursday? No, I'm joking.
Goodbye, be like,
next Monday, be there.
Yes.
How about the next
We could
project?
talk to you forever because
you're part of the team now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we just have a good time. Definitely
You gotta get rid of pseudo.
We really don't like. I know the next big project is
I look forward to your good mornings on social media, Big Ced. So thank you.
Thanks.
I look forward to that, and I don't always reply. I may hearted or something, but I look forward to waking up, and when I do get some sleep.
Didn't you say you're engaged?
I just got engaged.
Don't be getting in trouble. I don't have somebody coming after me like, yo. I don't like the way you say good morning. My future wife is loving your good mornings too much.
The south side of Chicago is fine. It's a New York and a Chicago person. We'll see how that works. We'll see. Because I'm more often.
Well, Chicago men are not really, wrapped too tight. Let me stop.
Some of them are.
Kanye West is a great example.
Oh my God!
Or Kelly.
Check. Yeah. Woo.
Mayor Lightfoot.
And,
Mayor Lightfoot.
and also, you know, just to add, if you're ever down here in Europe, you know, I'm based in Dublin, you know, just give us a shout. And
Dublin. I
yeah.
don't even know how to spell Dublin. No, let me stop.
I'm in California, so
But I am going to Greece in May.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
are you serious?
That's
Nice.
it's my first time.
Oh,
That is nice.
That's
Be
amazing.
I know
love.
you're gonna have a wonderful time.
I literally just bought my ticket the other day, and I'm like,
That's
but I'm gonna enjoy
awesome.
something
myself.
to look forward
That's
to.
a boss
Definitely.
move. That is a boss move. That's a boss move.
9 hours on the flight.
Vacation.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I know we can have Big Ced and friends run as us.
Right, there you go. Right.
There's
Go on a
another
trip with you.
website.
Let's watch
We make
out.
another website.
Minus Sue, of course. Let me stop.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know you're gonna have a good time. Hopefully you'll be do you come to Atlanta often?
I have family in Atlanta, and they're like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm just having." But I just plan on doing a lot of traveling this year, so
Yeah.
I'll make it to Atlanta because, I mean, I'll be the man in Atlanta from what I understand.
Yeah, you sure will be.
Yeah, you are. You
Yeah,
are.
you have
very
to give us let us know, Sid.
Yes, 'cause I
I'll
would
come
love to
down
see
there.
you.
I'll be
We'll take
king.
you out for a drink or something.
Yes, I'm
I
moving
know,
there.
I know
in
the
June.
women down there is gonna be like, "Are you straight? Ah, come over here, come over here." Now let me stop.
They already know that.
I'm sorry.
They don't have
I'm
to ask
sorry.
that question.
Damn.
Yeah, but yeah, you have a whole line behind you.
I can come down there in dirty, raggy clothes, and I'll be good.
Oh yeah. They find out who you are.
Well, you know what? The one thing I do know about Atlanta, what I like about Atlanta is that like women actually work,
Mm-hmm.
and they work. You know,
Not
I'm
all
in
of
New York. It's a crapshoot in New York. They work, they don't want you. You know, so it's like,
terrible.
What's
That's
about it,
terrible.
you
That's
know?
terrible.
Yeah, it's a thing. But you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
But
have you ever been to the Grill Village, the Grill Atlanta?
Negril?
Yeah,
I've heard, but that's a restaurant.
it's a Caribbean restaurant.
Yeah, I've heard of the Negril. You know what? I think the restaurant is I think it's outside of Atlanta. I could be wrong because I've
Probably.
been to a restaurant. I think that wasn't one I went to. It was a Caribbean restaurant and it was very good. It's
Yeah, and
outside of Atlanta.
I know he opened up another one, but I just mentioned that because they had the Grill Village in New York that I did parties at for
Oh,
14 years. So
really?
that's why I said consistency. That's what
Yeah.
I'm about.
Yeah.
But yeah, they opened one in the I know he opened like 2 more in Atlanta. In fact, I'll probably speak
I
to
could be
him.
wrong. I could be
I don't know
wrong.
the
I
names
mean,
of the restaurants either, or else I'd tell you because you might know. But
I'm gonna look it up because it
Yeah.
sounds familiar. I think it was one. How long has he been here? Has he been here for at least 10 years?
not 10, maybe 6, 7. No,
Okay, that might be a different restaurant. Then there's a
Yeah, well,
there's a
he's
few.
definitely, he has 2 or 3 different restaurants, so it's like I don't know. But I just mentioned that just because it just hit me in the head when I was thinking about Atlanta.
Right.
But,
Thank you so
Well,
much
let's
for
check it
coming
out.
on tonight. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank
It's
you.
so lovely to
Thank
talk
you.
to
We
you.
are about to get cut
thank you.
off. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Kelly's like, yo, we got to get him out of here. Let's end this.
Yes.
No, but
Yes.
then he's gonna cut off, so we don't want to cut you off again.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and
Thank
I
you
look
so
forward to the
much.
next time.
Yes,
Bye,
definitely.
You're always welcome. You're
Confirmed.
always welcome to
Confirmed.
come on.